Hey guys, Shad over Kayak Bass Fishing, and I want to mix things up and start to share tips with you from some of the top anglers on the Kayak Bass Fishing Tournament Series. So let me turn it over to Eric Siddiqi and let him tell you about one of his favorite spring tactics.
I'm Eric Siddiqi from Cincinnati, Ohio, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the Carolina rig. So a Carolina rig is just a weight with a bead and a swivel. The bead's there to protect your knot, and then a length of line down to a Texas rig bait. So it's basically kind of a mixture between power and finesse. You're using heavy gear for a finesse presentation, and you can get the bait on the bottom and show them something real slow moving when they're not eating very good. And yeah, when they're stuck to the bottom, it's one of my favorite things to use. I usually use a 3/4 1 ounce weight. I like tungsten. Gets expensive if you're fishing an area where you're going to lose a lot though. So when you're fishing it, cast it out, let it hit the bottom, and drag it back. You're not reeling the bait at all. You're just reeling up the slack and just moving it. Just feeling the bottom with the weight. And that's it, you know. A lot of the baits that work better are, you know, anything with a curl tail that doesn't need you to move it a lot to get some action. Those are some of the better baits, you know. Brush hogs are a big one for Carolina rigs. So usually when I start out, I'll fish it pretty slow. If the bite's pretty hot, then I'll speed it up a little bit. Try to get more fish in the boat. If I can avoid throwing light line stuff like a drop shot or a Ned rig, which I did catch them on, then I'll do that. I like setting the hook hard on a fish. That's fun for me. It's as fun as catching them, fighting them. So when he picks it up and you feel him, you're gonna reel in him until you feel the weight and then set the hook. If you try to set the hook first, you're gonna just be setting the hook on the weight. You gotta feel the weight of the fish before you set it. And they'll hang on to it. Most of the time, they're gonna hang on to it. So once they eat it, they've got it. So you have time to set the hook. So when you see the fish on your Lowrance fish finder, if they're stuck to the bottom, a fluorocarbon leader is better. But if they're up a little bit, I like to go with a mono leader because it'll float up a little bit, get the bait right in front of their face. I think it makes a difference. There's one. 60% of the time, it works every time. It's a good tournament fish. That's why I use the Carolina rig a lot when I'm fishing tournaments. It's done well for me over the years.
All right, guys, there you have it. That is Eric's little tips and insights on fishing a Carolina rig and putting the lure in front of those fish that are hugging bottom while it's still cold in that winter to spring transition.